Alright, guys, welcome back to today's episode. We're going to go over yesterday's trade and today's trades. So, two trades, 2 days, pretty chill. Yesterday's trade, we had SQFT on the scanner. So, SQFT really didn't have news. At the time when I was trying to trade this, didn't have any news. So, when I was up, this is what happened. It squeezes up past the VWAP. So I'm like, okay, this is good. And then it already had made a previous move to 13. So I was like, okay, there's low float stock. There's clearly some volume. So then at 70 it sinks down below VWAP, then goes back up. And realistically, I don't really take my trade. I take my trade pretty early, and I held for a long time. And here's why I held. So 4:06 a.m. I took my initial trade at 12:20, so it was pretty high. I could have taken the trade under 10 under the VWAP, but I didn't know how this would behave. But there was a lot of bouncing back and forth. So I made another top here, and it sunk down again, went back up, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute, what are we seeing here? So I had to draw this trend line because I saw this pop up, and then it did have strength to come back up. So I was waiting for a breakout. Particularly when I was trading, I saw the breakout like $13. I was like, okay, if we break through this high right here, and there's nothing stopping us from going from here all the way to 17. And honestly, funny enough, even though I was able to kind of see this, I didn't really maximize the profits. Why? Well, I've gone through a couple of losses earlier this month, and I'm not taking the risk. I made a good profit, got out for 76 cents per share, but the thing is, when it broke, pulled back, and I kind of got scared, so I sold off right under $13. You can see here $12.98. So I was shy of some profit, and what do you know? It goes up higher and higher, and I just close it. I don't want to get fumed, and this was most of my funds regardless. And what do you know? It goes up to $19. So the fact that I got in for 12.20, I could have made maybe close to $700, but it's my risk tolerance is not there yet to hold, and I don't have the size to hold that much too. I only have one shot, so if I had fumbled, say it had broken this level and I was being greedy, and maybe after here let's say here, say after here it just completely rejected, it broke through this. So if this is a descending resistance, so the resistance line is descending. If this had broken below this descending resistance, likely this would have been flushed. Maybe, maybe not, but it kept going. And you don't know when these things will go up. I took my profits where it did, and I'm okay with that. And I was looking at this on the 1 minute chart too, and I was still getting very similar patterns. Nothing crazy, just trying to get an overall picture. But I think I did pretty well. I held longer than I would have liked to, and finding that, okay, where is that perfect entry is not going to always be as perfect as you think. I'm just happy that I got the profit for the day. Okay, so next stock. So we have SXTP. So SXTP popped up on the scanner this morning. So what was the headline? Well, aside from the offering, they had some patent, they got some sales going, so good numbers are coming up through their news feed, which is supposedly bullish for the stock. So they did have an offering, as you can see, from the complete downtrend or the complete sell-off. So we're gonna go to stock quote. So yeah, pretty early in the morning, at 6:30ish my time, they had sold off. Well, actually, let me see. 9:20. No, yeah, 6 a.m. my time. They had an offering, so it sold off even more shares. But we're not going to look at that move. We're going to look at the move I got. And this was a bit frustrating. Why? Well, I wasn't getting my orders filled. My orders weren't just filling. So I took two different trades. I took 300 trade positions on this. I took an initial 100 starter. And then this is my best one. So I got in for 100 shares. So I saw this pop up. I couldn't get in. None of my orders were getting filled. I'm like, shit. So I have to cancel and hit the buy button again. Still no fill. Cancel, buy, get in the buy. Get in again. I finally got in on this dip. So we're here, 328. So it flushes down. So around this area, I got in. And then I sold for this pop-up right here for about 46 cents. And I'm like, okay, the 46 cents per share-ish, $46. I'm like, okay, good. We'll take that. And then I'm waiting for this. I'm like, okay, let's have this dip down. So it's trying to dip down. And I took this trade right here at let's see here. Yeah, this was not too long after. See, 4:02 and 4:03 a.m. So I took my initial trade here for my second trade. Sorry, not initial. I took my 100 position starter, and then I took another 100 position, and then it dipped below. So I should have waited. I need to wait for this to dip below, and you see how this has a really nice reversal candle. I like to see this. Uh, this is the same as what I'm seeing here, which is it's consolidating below the VWAP and it's going up higher. This would have been a better trade. Waiting for it to dip below VWAP, and you're sucking out 50, 60 cents from this trade. This would have been a really good winner. But I kind of got in a little too hasty. Volume on level 2 was going back and forth. It was hard to get in and hard to get out even. So I was really like, okay, what's going on? And it kind of flushed a little hard here. So when I got in around 414, 412, when it sunk below here, I was like, okay, this is a problem. Like I definitely got in at a bad entry. And even on the 1 minute, it was looking still to be open. On the 10-second, you have to go back and forth and see, okay, like where can I get the better entry so I'm not, at the very top, because I did get in a little too high. I really thought it was going to squeeze up, but then you got to look at this candle. It's like, okay, it rejected immediately at 458 and sold off. So, what can I do? But I still got enough profit. On 200 share position, I got $15. Hey, I'll take it. $15. $15 on the day. 15 plus 46, 61. I'm going to take that any day. So then it peaked right here, right where I actually wanted to, sell, or right where I sold, close to it. Yeah, I sold around 420, so a little bit close to the peak, not the very top. Sold off, tried to hit up again, another rally, pulled back again, small rally up, and then just kept flushing down. So this was a quick move, but hey, on the month, we're now closing the gap between our losses. So we're July 25th for the middle of the month, we're only down $111. I'm okay. Hey, we still have the time. We still have these 3 days. We have all of next week, all 4 days of last 4 days of July. So we're in a pretty good spot. Honestly, it's not too bad. It could be worse. I'm okay. A little tired, but we're getting there. And I keep saying to myself, okay, well, if I have, if I add just one more zero to my shares, this would have been $760. This would have been $600. So if the strategy is proven to be working well with the current size that I have, once I have more funds, this theoretically should, be substantially a lot better. But this is why you gotta, start small and take your base hits. I'm taking my base hits. I got to build up that cushion, especially when I'm, hitting the tail end. I feel like I'm weaker at the end of the month. Why? Maybe it's because I'm a little bit too full of myself and I gotta slow down. So yeah, we'll see how tomorrow looks, and hopefully you guys have a good one. Take care.